Imagine you wake up tomorrow and something fundamental has shifted. Something invisible, yet all-encompassing, has broken. People have simply stopped trusting money. Not because the paper bills disappeared or because digital balances were deleted, but because the collective belief in its value simply evaporated. What would happen? At first, it sounds impossible. We use money every second of every day. We trade our limited time for it and save it for a future we haven't seen yet. It feels as real as the ground beneath your feet. But here is the mechanical truth. Money only works because people trust it. A dollar bill has no intrinsic value. It's just cotton fiber paper with ink. You can't eat it, and it won't keep you warm. It works because of a shared agreement. You trust that if you work today, you can use that currency tomorrow to buy food or pay rent. That shared belief is the fuel for the entire global engine. If that trust breaks, the invisible agreement is torn up, and the world changes instantly. Money is the most misunderstood technology in history. Most people think money is wealth, but it's actually just a technology for exchanging value. It is a social contract that lets us trade with people we don't know. Imagine a world without it. If you grow apples and need a house built, you'd have to find a builder who specifically wants thousands of apples. This coincidence of wants is incredibly inefficient. Money acts as the universal middle step. You sell apples to get money to buy a house, but this system only functions if everyone in the chain accepts the currency. If the builder thinks the money is worthless, he won't take it, and the exchange system breaks. This is why economists say money must be a medium of exchange, a store of value, and a unit of account. When trust disappears, these functions don't just fade, they collapse. When trust weakens, the first sign isn't a lack of cash. It's price instability. Prices begin rising with violent speed. Initially, it looks like normal inflation. The price of milk or gas goes up a few cents. But then, the speed accelerates. Food prices double in a month. Rent increases every few weeks. This is the early stage of hyperinflation. This happens when the supply of money grows rapidly, often because a government is printing it to pay debts. While trust in that currency falls off a cliff, as people lose confidence that money will hold value until tomorrow, they rush to spend it today. This creates a lethal feedback loop. More spending leads to higher prices, which leads to even less trust. The system starts spinning faster and faster until the currency becomes a hot potato that nobody wants to hold. In normal conditions, people are long on money. They save it and invest it for the future. They treat money as a store of value. But during extreme inflation, the psychology flips. Holding cash becomes dangerous, like holding an ice cube in the sun. People stop saving entirely. They spend their paycheck the second they receive it, buying anything that might hold value better than paper. Non-perishable food and tools, gold, silver, or foreign currencies, physical real estate. Money begins to move at a frantic pace. Economists call this the velocity of money. In a healthy economy, velocity is steady. When trust breaks, velocity explodes. The faster money moves, the faster prices rise because too many dollars are chasing too few goods. At this point, the currency stops being a tool for growth and becomes something people are trying to escape. When money stops working as a stable unit of account, the actual production of the economy struggles. This is the structural breakdown. Businesses can't set stable prices. If you own a bakery, How do you price bread if flour costs change every 6 hours? Employers can't plan wages. If a Friday paycheck buys half as much food by Tuesday, the workforce will eventually stop showing up. Savings lose their meaning. The invisible agreement that rewarded past hard work is effectively canceled. In extreme cases, people stop using the local currency entirely. They move to black markets or barter systems. History shows that when currencies fail, people turn to foreign currencies, gold, jewelry, or even cigarettes, direct labor trades. At this point, the government's money has officially failed. It's no longer a foundation, it's just litter on the street. Trust in money isn't just a feeling. In developed nations, it is supported by heavy-duty institutions. Modern currencies are reinforced by strong institutions, legal systems that enforce contracts. Stable governments, the ability to maintain order and infrastructure. Central banks. Independent bodies that manage money supply and interest rates. Productive economies. The fact that the country actually produces things people want. These systems work to maintain confidence. Central banks act as a thermostat to prevent the economy from overheating. Governments collect taxes, creating a constant demand for the currency. As long as the economy remains productive and the institutions stay intact, the agreement stays solid. Trust is fragile in theory, but in practice, it is reinforced by the weight of civilization. The biggest lesson is that money is not wealth. Money is a representation of value. Real wealth comes from productive things. Businesses that solve problems. Technology that increases efficiency, energy and infrastructure. Human creativity and skill. Money is simply the oil in the engine. When the oil is clean, the engine purrs. When it becomes contaminated, the engine seizes. Stable currencies are vital because they are the only thing that allows us to plan for a year from now and build a world that lasts. Money isn't just numbers on a screen. It's a massive, silent contract between millions of people. It is an agreement that says, if you work hard today, your effort will hold its value tomorrow. As long as that agreement holds, we can build skyscrapers and develop medicines. But when it's violated, through corruption or massive overprinting, the consequences ripple through every home. Trust is the real foundation of money, not gold or government decree, but the shared belief that our labor has meaning across time. Money works because we believe it works. It's one of the largest shared agreements in history. When trust is maintained, economies flourish. But if that trust disappears, money stops being a tool and becomes a burden. If you want to keep understanding the deep mechanics of how money and wealth actually function, simply, clearly, and structurally, subscribe. Let's keep fixing the mechanics together.